Well, I'm Stephen Turner. I've been at PPG for 20 years. I'm recently been made into a production manager last December, so it's a big challenge for me. I've had 20 years of working shifts on the plant. I started off actually in this building in here, just filling tins of paint and stacking them, packing them. Did that for about 4 years, and I applied for a role of a hardness shift team leader. I was successful in that. I did that for about 7 years before I was lucky enough to become production manager here. I've gone from looking after like 6 or 7 people to 107 people in 10 different production areas. I know we've had people in my position before who have come, grad students who have come straight through, and they've struggled with the whole process of how paint is made and the understanding and the difficulties they have in producing it. So for me, I think it's good that I've come through the shop floor and know all the history of how paint is made to helps me make the decisions that I need to make. So yeah, it's definitely a benefit for me. I think when I was at school, I really enjoyed history and biology, but I believe that was the teachers I had rather than the subjects I had. I really liked my teachers, really got on well with them. I left school, didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. 2 of my friends went into the Air Force. That was a big shock after sort of living in each other's pockets for 3 or 4 years to them not being around. I just picked up a job locally welding, and the job wasn't an exciting job, although it was nice to be out in a different atmosphere. But after about a year, I just wasn't enjoying it. There was nothing holding me there. I think, well, I have 4 children, and I think you get to a stage where you realise you're not a young man, and you just want a bit more out of life for yourself. Your views change, I think, and I got back into scouting and started to enjoy my social side of life. I think having children settles you down and changes your views. I originally was in scouting myself and went back into scouting when I took my son to give him something else other than football to do. Went away on a camp, and as traditional we had a Saturday night campfire. But I would always make a point of going around the circle and discussing what we'd enjoyed or what we'd got out of the camp, what were our best bits of the weekend. We had this one lad, he was a really, really quiet lad. He actually stood up and he said, well, I go to school and I haven't got any friends at school. He says, I come here and I feel like I'm part of a family, and you know, wherever I go in life, I'll never forget the years that I've had in Scouts. And for the 3 grown men sitting there, there's a little bit of a moment there, and that's what I believe Scouting is all about. Yeah, well, if I look over the years of the people who have made it from the shop floor to shift leader, and then I think a lot of people are comfortable at that level at shift leader and they don't really want to go any further. And I think there's probably 3 that I've known that have actually took that step in the 20 years I've been here, so I'm quite pleased with the achievement, yeah. When my father worked here, I didn't actually tell him when I come for the interview that I was coming down here. But he worked here for 35 years, retired at 50. I followed my father's footsteps, but it weren't an intentional thing that I set out to do, and he never encouraged me to come down here. But he's actually said he's quite proud of me that I've made it up to production manager, which is one above where he sort of made it, so I'm quite pleased with that.